din amamo. Chobe, enti mumfastiano, emami, mumfastiano, emami, mumfastiano, emami, namijigane, enko. Chobe, yasi baby, I was sonagina hono, wana ne bagina. Enti mu voti mamia, na mo voti yama, kujo, ati, na enkoye, yada number one. Yamishira munyina.
And we're just 2 days to the much anticipated December 7 general elections. John Mahama has described the decision of the PNC and other opposition parties deciding to join it as a victory beckoning. John Mahama affirms the NDC is a most attractive party. Here's a report by Komala Kluche.
Mebahai, Reverend Samuel Ajay, Deborah Oye, a member of the National Executive Committee, Owahabi, General Secretary of the PNC, Owahabi, National Chairman of the PNC, Owahabi, National Youth Organizer of the PNC, Owahabi, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the PNC, any PNC executives, Omunyina Waha, Yeba President Mahama na yenyina ya to aba on the 7th of December na waiting kunim.
Ye da omase na say so mate say Ghana Freedom Party so FPA aka say omo be support NDC. Enti bibia kire say enkunim de ebe ye bia. Na ode ne Ghana card eto so. Gate say MBA. Ode ato so gate say MBA. And the Professor Niamekani said the digital gates didn't open for the digital man. And may you so on Nekasa Namaka say you can do all the propaganda with digitalization you like. If the fundamentals of your digitalization are weak, the digital gates will expose you.
And Ghana's political landscape is heating up as the two major parties, the NDC and NPP, prepare for their final rallies ahead of Election Day. In an unexpected twist, both parties have chosen venues close to each other along the Legon-Medina stretch, setting the stage for an electrifying showdown of support and political energy. Godwin Asidiba has been following up from both grounds.
Preparations are in full swing as Ghana's two major political parties, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and the New Patriotic Party, NPP, gear up for their biggest rallies and campaign events ahead of Election Day. In a surprising twist, both parties have selected venues in close proximity to each other, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown of political energy and support. The NDC has chosen the Zurich Park in Medina for their rally, while the NPP will gather just a short distance away at Legon. At the Zurich Park, where I am at the moment, a flurry of activities underway as enthusiastic NDC supporters work tirelessly to ensure everything is in place for the highly anticipated event on Thursday, December 5. Stages are being set, decorations are being mounted, and logistics fine-tuned to create a memorable and impactful rally.
The police were here this morning to inspect. The IGP himself was here together with the regional commanders. We are just hoping that they will allow peace to work, because we chose this place 2 days after we've announced our venue. The MPP decided to do this at Legon on the same stretch. And so it's not too good for us. Traffic, and then anything can happen. But I want to believe that this is the test case for the park, the peace park that have been signed. If we are able to manage ourselves tomorrow very well, then it means that there's meaning to the peace park that we've signed. I hope that the police service would allow peace to reign, because initially we decided to write to government so that we can use the Independence Square. They denied us.
Similarly, the NPP is making strategic preparations at their Legon Park venue with an air of excitement building among supporters. Over there, we can clearly spot a number of the NPP supporters who are over there to ensure that everything is being done and done properly ahead of their final rally and campaign happening tomorrow on December 5, 2024. We have been speaking to their youth organizer, and he's been saying that they are ready ahead of tomorrow, and they will also ensure that everything is being done peacefully so that at the end of the day, the NPP can be able to win the hearts of the people.
I mean, as you can see, we are almost done with the setup, and this is a climax of all the works you've seen throughout the year and even throughout the primaries. Tomorrow is a Bold Solutions rally. We've done a tour of all 275 constituencies. I mean, we've taken our message to the people, and tomorrow we are climaxing it by the final rally, which is seeking to converge the whole of Accra and other environs for us to, give our final message to the Ghanaian people. And I believe that our party base will be the ones to, fill up the spaces here. And then by and large, we're also inviting the general Ghanaian public to come and join us.
The Legon-Medina stretch, notorious for its heavy traffic, is set to become a driver's nightmare as the two major political parties converge on the area for their final campaign rallies. With both party supporters flooding the route, the already congested roadway is expected to experience an unprecedented surge in traffic. As the rallies approach, all eyes will be on Medina and Legon to witness the power play of political messaging, crowd mobilization, and party loyalty. Godwin Asideba, TV3 News, Accra.
And security experts have raised red flags as both the New Patriotic Party and National Democratic Congress round up their campaigning tomorrow. The NPP is expected to hold its rally at Legon and the NDC at Medina. However, the proximity of the two venues prompts concerns about security breaches, a high-stake election. What is the likely security implication? Let's speak to Dr. Adam Bona. He is a security analyst and joins us on Zoom. Doc, thank you so much for your time. What security risk should we envisage in light of the proximity of both venues?
Well, good evening. One of the security risks could be the spillovers, because then you have this two big political parties who are going to converge around the same area. And looking at the heightened tension, I mean, apart from drivers who are going to be discomforted, I think the high tension nature of these elections should have probably made one or the two political parties to, rethink. I'm not sure which of them chose a venue first. But then I think that they should have separated themselves. I think it would have been a wise thing to do. But unfortunately, they are meeting. It means that there could be issues to do with, fighting. There could be issues to do with stealing and vandalism and all that. I'm only hoping that the police is able to deal with the matters that could come up in terms of safety, traffic, congestion and all that, because this is an area that has a large number of young people. If you look at UPSA, you look at Jimpa, you look at Wisconsin, then you look at University of Ghana itself. These are universities with thousands of students, coupled with residents in the area. And so then you are going to have bouncing of people into the same area. And then the security challenges this could pose to us could be overwhelming. But I want to believe that once the IGP has decided to allow that to happen, he would have put in measures. I'm told tomorrow they are going to deploy a large number of police officers. And you see, that's the unfortunate thing. It means that instead of deploying these police officers to go into the various regions, they are going to keep these police officers here for probably the whole day tomorrow before deployment starts on Friday, where they'll be heading to the north and all that. Completely unnecessary. If you ask me, I just think that, I don't know which of them decided to choose a venue first, but whoever chose a venue first should have remained there. Those who came, I don't know any of them who did that first, but should have been sent elsewhere so that there won't be that congestion and, the security challenge that could pose to us.
Doc, just before you go, you did talk about measures. What kind of measures must both political parties now implement to safeguard public safety before, during, and after the
I think they should have their own coordinators. They should have their own people who are going to be helping to control traffic. They would have their own people who will be whipped into line. They should have their own people who will be checking to make sure they don't have hoodlums who are going to attempt to engage their opponents. I think it is very important for them to do that. Apart from what the police, I'm told they are going to deploy a lot of police officers who will be armed with body cameras and all that, maybe canines and all that. But like I'm saying, I think that the timing of this, what do you call it, a rally or, meeting at this area, it's something that the police should have asked them in the face. They shouldn't do it, because then why do that and inconvenience all of us? Completely unnecessary, if you ask me.
Doc,
I just think they should have stopped one of them and moved them to the other side. I think so.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Adam Bonahi, as a security analyst.
Meanwhile, the National Election Security Task Force has announced the closure of some major roads in the capital as the two major parties move to round up their rallies. The police also hinted of adequate security, but cautioned party leaders to put their supporters in check.
This is the second time in less than a week that the National Security Task Force, led by the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, is engaging political parties. Yesterday, 3 key issues were tabled before the political parties for discussion. Today, the National Election Security Task Force has again engaged the 2 major political parties, the NPP and the NDC. The engagements sought to address issues bordering on some road diversions and security arrangements laid down as the 2 major political parties moved to hold their final rallies. This was after the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, and some members of the Police Management Board, POMAB, conducted a recce at the 2 event centers where the NPP and NDC have booked to hold their rallies. The POMAB members later engaged representatives of the 2 major political parties in a closed-door briefing session. Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Grace Ansankrofi, later engaged the media.
These rallies are scheduled for tomorrow. For the NPP, they will be holding their rallies at the University of Ghana Sports Park, and the NDC will be holding theirs at the Zurak Park in Medina. So as part of the arrangement, the road diversion will go as follows. NPP supporters who will be coming from Adenta direction towards Legon, they would take left at the Rees Junction, move towards Aviation, and appear on the UPSA road or Okponglo area. That will let them access the University of Ghana Sports Park without having to go through Medina and the Zongo Junction areas. In the case of the NDC, their supporters coming from Tetekwashi, to avoid them going through Legon, will take right at Shiashi towards the UPSA and then take left to hit the main Medina-Accra road.
She also urged the 2 major political parties to put their members in check.
They expressed their commitment to work with their party supporters, their faithfuls, to speak to them, to bring to their attention the security arrangements that have been put in place so that both parties can have their rallies. As we know, both locations are quite in some proximity, but that notwithstanding, the police are going to be on the ground. We are going to deploy sufficiently to ensure that there will be no hitches at all.
Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Police Headquarters, Accra.
And while political parties are gearing up to wrap up their campaigns to shore up votes ahead of the main elections, there's also the big question on the minds of candidates regarding what to say. Well, tonight we speak to a political marketing expert on what candidates can say to convince voters yet to decide on who to vote for, or better still, stay a clear path from hurting the feelings of voters. Professor Kobi Mensah is a political marketing expert and joins us live on Zoom. Prof, it's good to have you on News 360. I know you've been following very keenly this year's elections. What should candidates be saying with just 2 days ahead of the elections, or perhaps what should they be staying away from? I'm afraid, Prof, you've got to unmute yourself. Great.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for having me. I think that it is very important to stay on message. I mean, the essence of campaigning is to persuade people to vote for you. And obviously, you know, the political campaign messaging includes so many things. Firstly, it's about your policy, because people want to see and want to hear what exactly you want to do for them. And so you have to stay almost entirely in your, key messages that you think is actually driving your campaign. Clearly, the messaging themselves, do not do the persuasion alone. Obviously, people want to understand your kind of characteristics, your key credible or credibility that could actually drive the message, i.e., are you actually trustworthy to actually implement, what you have said? And that actually depends on your track record, on some other characteristics that people want to hear, and they want to, they want to see you demonstrate it. So you want to keep within these kind of tenets. I think I would advise the candidate to actually eschew or to avoid anything that is very, very, emotional, emotive. You don't want to, touch on people's sensibilities, and so you want to stay clear of any emotive issues. But of course, you have to be passionate about what you believe in and what can actually drive your message. So I think that political parties must stay on their message, and they must eschew anything sensitive to people's, identities, etc.
You've essentially eschewed the both political parties to stay away from emotive matters, matters that are likely to stir up heated emotions in people. But what we've seen in the last few months is that both parties have, in a subtle way, decided to introduce the issue of religion into this year's elections because, for the very first time, we have two presidential candidates on both sides, one a Muslim and another a Christian. And although these matters are very emotive, their supporters on the base have found a way of using it as a campaign message, although in a very subtle way. Of what importance is this to the outcome of our election this year?
Well, of course, our political, our election is full of, social-cultural issues. You have, identity as a very key part of campaign messaging. There is nothing wrong with that. There are quite very innovative ways or creative ways that you could actually drive, identities in your political campaign. But of course, you want to eschew the other part that could actually drive people, to be very, insensitive. Things that could be insensitive to, people's identities, etc. So if you do not have that creative abilities to actually embed identity issues in the political messaging, you want to stay definitely, away from that. But of course, if you can find creative ways that would not touch on, people's, sensitivity, then of course you could actually, do that. But I would recommend that you stay clear of those things: religious issues, tribal issues, ethnicity, etc. You don't want to go there.
Professor Kobe Mensah, I've got to say a big thank you to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on News 360.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And an Accra High Court has directed for a retrial of Daniel Esiedu in the murder case of the late former Member of Parliament for Ibuakwa North, Joseph Boachi Dankwedu. This was after a 7-member jury returned a 4-3 not guilty verdict on the charges of robbery and murder. The accused person was charged for robbing and killing the former Member of Parliament, Joseph Boachi Dankwedu, in February 2016. A report by Lord Iduasari.
After 8 years of standing trial, Daniel Esiedu has been found not guilty following the verdict by the jury. In court on Wednesday, the prosecution led by Principal State Attorney Sefako Bacha in her closing statement, urged the jury to find Daniel Esiedu guilty since all the evidences presented to the court, as well as his submissions, point to the fact that he committed the crimes. The prosecution had relied on testimonies of 8 witnesses, but lead counsel for the accused, Yao Dakwa, argued that his client was innocent. He noted that the prosecution hadn't been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that his client committed the offenses. After 5 hours of proceedings, the 7-member jury returned with a verdict of 4-3 on both charges of robbery and murder. 4 of them found Daniel Esiedu not guilty of robbery, while the remaining 3 found him guilty. The same decision was reached for the charge of murder. Their decision makes it a hung jury. Lawyer for the accused was pleased with the decision of the court.
Today, though we wish that we'll get 5-2 or 6-1 or unanimous decision, but a 4-3 means that we have a bit of a majority, except that the law doesn't accept 4-3. If the law accepts 4-3, today my client will be walking home. Because their job is to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And their job is to get unanimous decision. That is 7-0. Or a majority decision. That is 6-1 or 5-2. They didn't get that.
Meanwhile, the brother of the late J.B. Dankwa, Chumber Maidu, has been speaking about the court judgment.
Has happened to us. It's a painful moment and a painful day for myself, for my brother, and I believe also for all the family members and the children of my late brother. It is time we look at our justice system and see how best we can improve it and how best we can resource them to put up a good case in court. Frankly, I believe that what I saw today, that the defense did a much better job than the prosecution side. That is what I will say as a family member. I was sad to see the prosecution side just reading as if we were in the classroom giving lectures, whilst the defense did a very good job in punching holes in every argument put up by the Attorney General's office. And I think it is sad again that this happened. After 8 years, we shouldn't go back and retry this whole case. It's another sad moment for us to go through this case again after 8 years of this case resuming.
A reminder, you're still watching News 360, our major news bulletin. We go for a short break.
Over the last 8 years, we've seen an insensitive government, a government that has made corruption the order of the day, and a government that has put most Ghanaians into poverty. In 2022 alone, 825,000 Ghanaians fell into poverty. As I speak to you now, 41% of Ghanaians are described as multidimensionally poor. Our unemployment rate is 14.7%, double what the current administration NPP came to meet. 2.1 million people unemployed, most of them women, most of them young people at the prime of life who should be earning and taking care of themselves and basically building families. They are at home, stuck with nothing to do, waiting for a change. John Mahama represents that change. He represents empathy, sensitivity, in contrast to the arrogance that we have seen over the last 8 years, in contrast with the selfishness that we have seen over the last 8 years. John is determined, as he has pronounced in the 24-hour economy, to rebuild this country with your help, with your support, with your energy, so that we can reconstruct our country and make it what it should be, able to feed all its people, able to house all its people, able to school all its people, and able to ensure that all its people are healthy.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo Paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo Paint, simply
Mommy, how did you get our name on the Pepsodent? Summer Crew. How did you get your name on the Pepsodent?
Auntie Akwele. Okay, oh, we kunya boy in Pepsodent film.
Ye be no, famous shop no here no.
Ye disika, ensa. Any Pepsodent ya trouble busie jiwo.
Where do you feel like
Buya utre. Bebre wo.
What's so bit to me do jinga to Pepsodent busie pack no so. But we busie se ho ban mo ho do. For we need to to a ben wo na ko to Pepsodent busie pack.
This advert is FDA approved. Mahama once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Introducing a new era of sophistication and power. The Haval Julian from Zondatech Ghana Limited. The Julian is packed with features that elevate your journey. Enjoy excellent interior build quality designed for comfort and style. Experience an impressively smooth and refined drivetrain powered by a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine with 147 horsepower and 220 Nm of torque. Visit us at your nearest dealership and drive away for brand new Haval Julian. Call us on 0501 772222 or 0501 773333.
For a bank to rely on, let me give you a shoulder to lie on. We say to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve 10. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. The team in office is chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
A fade you almost disika ebe tomadwene. I'm one so odi ya chino command fianswa. Last minute ya disika kakra bi ba ye beto wadwene. This time mama yanchiro madwene se yanchiro mu se. Since you to ye ne yantia ade chi ye former fonso ye huni. Enti ubesi ye so anka ahye ye ma emfianso ye ma padwuma ye nya bi police ye nya bi migration ye nya bi fire service ye nya bi prisons ye nya bi teaching ye nya bi nursing ye nya bi local government ye nya bi ena ebi ni muton wo delegate wo ko padwuma ma abakora ye sit you 10,000 me call Bolga Upper East One of the regional executives catch them say, "Nibagel, open police a man okra, omo jeni 10,000 Ghana city, and so we nye juma na amane bas." The mama obi obetimi ama adwuma ba, adwuma owa ehia so boko tua sika.
Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, Ghana's annual inflation rate rose to 23% in November, marking a significant increase from the 22.1% recorded in October. This latest figure represents the highest inflation rate since May 2024, and it comes at a crucial time as Ghanaians prepare to head to the polls on Saturday.
The 23% consumer inflation rate in November is the highest since May 2024, driven mainly by prices of foodstuff such as green plantains, yams, and onions. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobuna-Enim, presenting the figures, noted food inflation continued to dominate non-food inflation.
Tubers and plantains recorded a price change of 40.0% relative to the overall food inflation that was 25.9% for the month of November 2024. On a month-on-month basis, given that food inflation was 3.8% for the month of November 2024, we identify cereals recording the highest rate of inflation of 7.1%, which was close to 2 times the overall food inflation that was recorded for the month of November 2024.
On the regional basis, the Savannah region had the highest food inflation of 46%, while the Upper East region recorded the highest non-food inflation of 45.5%.
The Upper East region recording the highest rate of inflation of 44.9%, and the Eastern region recording the lowest rate of inflation of 18.7% for the month of November 2024. Savannah region recorded the highest food inflation of 46.0%, which was about 2.1 times the region that recorded the lowest rate of food inflation, which is Volta region, with a rate of 21.2%.
From November 2023 to date, Ghana's consumer inflation has been hovering around 23%.
Now, the European Union (EU) has stated that Ghana is poised to gain substantial advantages from skills, knowledge and technology transfers through its vaccines manufacturing initiatives. The EU, in collaboration with the German Development Corporation, has allocated 33 million euros to bolster pharmaceutical production in Ghana. Speaking at the inaugural steering committee meeting for the project, EU Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Eckhard Razali, underscored the opportunities available for private sector players in the vaccine manufacturing industry.
No, precisely. This is the reason why we took step one was to support Food and Drug Authority, who is in charge of the regulatory framework. As you say, nothing can happen if you don't have the proper regulatory framework. We've allocated 2.2 million euros to do that. And then the government established, and this is a welcome move, the National Vaccine Institute, which will be the operator body. So you have the regulator, you have the operator, and we have stepped in to support the private sector. Someone has to produce the products. And now we are establishing a larger support to encompass human resources, knowledge, technology, so on and so forth, because this is a very large undertaking.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Up next, the sports.
Allow history to be the judge of how I have served my nation. How well I have done my part in running my lap of that relay. What that verdict will ultimately be, I cannot say. I can only say that I have done my best giving my all.
In almost 8 years, what is the verdict of this proclamation?
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone make kafan who's our angel.
Say one day,
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra. Maybe you and this in you, but I stand for the truth. Mahama, sorry.
Oh, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the former president. I mean, His Excellency John Mahama.
And yesterday, I was bold to apologize to President Mahama because he's a fine gentleman.
Corruption, the number of times 10. Mahama, this year they are facha Ghana for the facha and the facha me.
The first year is so up at your mama chopper, but no physical. No good Japan chop. My body be bring. No, my body be bring.
Me say someone make kafa Mahama who pa that time you piece of Mahama you come forward you say na Mahama angel.
Again.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN.
This is Jerry, Jolly J for short.
How may I help?
I'm not happy with you guys at all. You've been giving Bongo gifts all the time.
Who is Bongo?
Oh, Bongo, my friend. He purchased in my room.
Oh.
You've been giving free gifts, but I don't.
That's MTN rewards, sir. Talk, text, browse, and more, and you get to redeem free call time or data by simply dialing *550#. And on Fridays, you can even get extra special rewards like food vouchers, shopping discounts, and much more.
Mama didn't tell me anything, no. Would you like to know how I got the name Jolly J?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Jolly. Calling customer care service doesn't give you points.
I'm gonna call my mom, I'll call my grandma, and I'll call my ex. That girl can talk, Papa. Hello, Mama. So what's the topic for today?
MTN. Mahama once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Yes, baby.
Honey, men wash your way. Men to take away our back.
He's eating out again. Nancy, me trying tasting kuyi. Tasty Tom. Add the new seasoning powders about chicken, stew, jollof, shrimp, beef. The way it enhances the natural aroma.
Tasty Tom, dear. I trust them.
And there is no staining of fish, meat, or chicken. Wait, let me go just me need also.
Tasty Tom seasoning powder. Ooh.
New aroma.
New taste.
New taste from Tasty Tom new seasoning powder.
Maybe
I'm not for anyway. Tasty Tom new seasoning powder. Flavor and taste are fun. This advert is FDA approved.
Kudu, Ghana, the elephant is calling. Get ready for the biggest and the final rally for election 2024. Now, say rally way, ya today say the possibilities victory rally. Matthew 19:26. But with God, all things are possible. Ebaso Yawada, December 5, 2024. Time 1 p.m. sharp. Venue University of Ghana Sports Directorate Park. Now special guest His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana. His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, and the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, John Ajakum Kufuor, the former President of the Republic of Ghana. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, Honorable Stephen Ayesu Intim, Lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong, Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Makin, Honorable Akosia Frema Osai Opare, Enuti, all party members, sympathizers, and the general public are invited to participate in this historic program, which will be carried live on all media houses. NPP, Eshi, Rado.
Explore the nature and create from it. The spirit of inventors leads to the inspiration for new technology. By drawing nature's energy, we create the extraction tech. Small in size, huge in power. Millions of microcapsules condense the essence of nature. Join us, Cleasoft Invent for Life.
Slam. Set your style anywhere in the world by breaking all the rules. Shout with all your soul and sparkle with 1,000 blaze. Pick a color what suits you best and launch the slam movement, yeah. Be someone who lets up as spells, who dares to get a hold of the here and now with no fears and make our way to tomorrow. Join me, let's do this with the slam. Peace and quiet.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using the formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. Let's start off with some football where Thomas Partey has recovered from a muscle injury and starts for Arsenal against Manchester United tonight. The midfielder missed Ghana's breathtaking 5-2 win over West Ham United at the London Stadium last weekend. Partey, who is in the final year of his Arsenal contract, has been a constant feature in Mikel Arteta's team this season, featuring in 17 games across all competitions while scoring 2 goals. And we'll be bringing you update of the Premier League games which are currently ongoing before we wrap up. But before that, let's do some more here, where after 16 years of not winning the Ashanti Regional Inter-School Soccer Competition, Okea's won its 9th edition today. They last won the competition in 2008. A delighted Georgia Marco, who is the head coach of the team, was thrilled after breaking the 16-year jinx and pledged consistency for the team in the coming years.
Last 5 years, we've been at semi-final 4 times. We've been at this level once with the same team and they defeated us on penalties. Thank God we've been able to do the same thing to them. We are Team Okes. We are the Real Madrid of Ashanti Inter-School Soccer Competition. We've won it 9 times. 9 times. And this is our 9th time. And we keep on winning.
I'm very happy. I'm very excited because my first year in Okes, I went to final but I couldn't make it. Yeah, but of course, unfortunately, I've made it in my final year. I thank God for giving me this opportunity.
Well, before we wrap up, let's bring you updates from the Premier League where there's midweek action, quite loads of them. Chelsea themselves involved in a game against Southampton, is currently 1-0 in that one as well. We're hearing that Southampton have just equalized, so it's actually 1-1. City also leading Nottingham Forest by 1-0. Newcastle face Liverpool, Everton play Wolves, Manchester United travel to London to face Arsenal in what should be a big test for Ruben Amorim. And then Tottenham Hotspur would be looking to return to winning ways when they travel to the Vitality to face Bournemouth. Well, that's how we wrap up the show here. You can get updates of all of these games on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Oreku Ampofo and the news continues right after this.
Hey, Cha, once again you are welcome. Hey, how is my nephew?
By God's grace, he's well. It's the reason why I came here today. Opa, thank you for sending us money the last time. It was very useful. As I sent it to your nephew in school to be buying food small. You already know the feeding challenges with free SHS these days. He's already home for vacation. And I need some help to enroll him in private classes.
But he just left for school a few weeks ago. I mean, as for this your traffic light system, I don't understand. And we have to cough money for extra classes in this economy.
Look, it's unfortunate the way we are playing with the future of these children. Yes. This free senior high school program needs to be improved. And that is where John Mahama comes in.
They say he's coming to cancel the free SHS when he comes home.
How can the person who started the progressively free SHS program cancel it? Rather, he's going to maintain and improve it by abolishing the double track system, providing dedicated source of funding, and include the private senior high schools in the program. You know, he's also going to decentralize and improve the food procurement to make sure that our children can eat good food while they're in school.
Echa, money can breathe.
I'm going to campaign for John Mahama because I want quality free SHS for my children. Enough of the traffic lights.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
See, Massa, I have told you to use Kojak quality oral care products like the Kojak Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy. Ajay, my teeth. Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P&F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F together with the mouthwash. Go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak dear, it be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mahama once said, have you been offered a bribe before?
As a human being.
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Darling natural twists blend with her hair over time.
Yeah, that's perfect.
She's really more beautiful every week. Darling natural twists get better every day, just like you.
Mahama once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Say money no day. More money still day for the Telecel More Money promo. Over 30 lucky winners have walked away with 30,000 Ghana cedis each, and over 6,000 others have bagged daily wins of 100 Ghana cedis.
30,000 Ghana cedis. I'm so grateful to Telecel.
And guess what? We are still counting down for the grand prize of 1 million cedis this December. Be the next big winner. There's still more money up for grabs. Keep reloading to boost your chances of hitting it big. So make every top-up count because with Telecel, more money day. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or use the Telecel Play app.
The 24-hour economy is a vision. A vision for you, a vision for us, a vision of the Ghana we all deserve.
I promise a Ghana where you are not sidelined, but at the forefront of change, where you can live happy lives and still achieve your optimum potential. This is not just a promise, it's a commitment. I will reset the economy and Ghana will be open for business for 24 hours a day. I've been talking about this 24-hour economy. It's not only in Ghana we're going to do it. For those of you who have traveled before, you will see 24-hour economy at work in other countries. In Ghana, we have pharmaceutical industries that produce medicines. They produce cough mixtures. They produce antibiotics. They produce paracetamol. Every kind of medicine they produce. There's a huge market in West Africa for pharmaceutical products. If we're able to tap into that market, there's no reason why NS Chemists, Dan Adams, Tobinco, Kina Pharma, there's no reason why they can't work day and night. Now, that's a 24-hour economy. No, it was said, "Yefa bambo for na almost saying, send a bear, you bet me a quick Jumaba, Obian Tata Yang. Enti, Yebefa bambo for 25,000. Near the Yebefa, Yebeba constituency, who was senior school certificate a year, who Nibia now vocational school certificate, and now NBTI, who ni Madepam, who are Tyler, who are mason, who are carpenter, who are plumber, who are electrician. Also, you bet me the whole Akogu Bambo for me.
Vote John Mahama, the president you can count on.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by
Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening. Let's get into some entertainment news updates here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, renowned Guinean filmmaker Peter Sedufia is bringing holiday cheer to audiences this Christmas with his latest comedy, One Night Guest. Now, the highly anticipated film would have its nationwide premiere in both Ghana and Nigeria on December 25, 2024, offering a festive treat for fans on both sides of the border. Building excitement around the film is its star-studded cast, Peter Sedufia's signature storytelling, and its unique cross-cultural appeal. Now co-produced by Sedufia and Nigerian film mogul Chris Ode, One Night Guest promises to deliver an unforgettable holiday experience. This film's engaging storyline centers on Olumide, a wealthy father with a heartwarming tradition of hiring Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and an elf to surprise his daughter each Christmas. Now, however, this year, his cheerful tradition takes an unexpected turn when 2 separate trios of holiday characters show up at his doorstep, each claiming to be the true holiday visitors. And now to some more stories. The nominees for the 2025 Mobile Awards have been revealed, with Ghanaian Afrobeat star King Promise earning a nomination in this prestigious Best African Music Act category. Now, King Promise faces stiff competition from some of Africa's big names, including Ashake, Ira Star, Thames, Odumodu Block, Charlie Poppy, Tyler, and Uncle Waffles. Now, this marks King Promise's second Mobile Awards nomination, following his first in 2021, where he also competed in the Best African Music Act category. And that year, the award went to Nigeria's Wizkid. The nomination underscores King Promise's continued rise on the global stage as he continues to make his mark alongside the continent's top talents. And that brings us to the end of the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noella. Coming up, international news.
U.S. President Joe Biden, on his visit to sub-Saharan Africa, has pledged another $600 million for a cross-continent rail corridor project. He told regional leaders that Africa has been left out. For much too long, but not anymore. Africa is the future. Biden used the third and final day of his visit to Angola to showcase the Lobito Corridor Railway, where the US and allies are investing heavily to refurbish 800 miles of train lines in Zambia, Congo and Angola. The project aims to advance the US presence in a region rich in cobalt, copper and other critical minerals used in batteries for electric vehicles, electronic devices and clean energy technologies. By the end of the decade, the rail line could even go a long way toward linking Southern Africa's west and east coasts. The corridor has also drawn financing from the European Union, the group of 7 leading industrial nations, a Western-led private consortium, and African banks.
Well, that's all for News 360. Thanks very much for watching. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.
La, 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 la.